Hey everybody, welcome back to the Legacy Up channel. Thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Giovanni Rodriguez. I am a serial entrepreneur, and with this channel my goal is to help all of you build a legacy and long-term success in life. And it could be not only in business but in any area where you believe you can build that legacy and construct that legacy so that when you are gone and not on this earth anymore, what you leave behind is something that can impact future generations or your family. So it's really exciting to have you all tuning in again. I'm going to be on this channel going into different aspects of what legacy is, long-term success, fundamental building blocks to get your legacy constructed and going on the right path, and so that you can have the tools to be able to build what it is that you're looking to leave behind. And we've already done a few videos. If you want to go check those out on the channel where we go over defining the legacy and getting that clear. And this particular video is actually why is building a legacy so hard. So I want to answer that question in this video. Make sure you subscribe, like this video. It'll really help to reach more people who may be looking for this type of content. So I really do appreciate it. So now let's get into it, right? Why is building a legacy so hard? I mean, I'm not sure if any of you thought it was going to be easy, but anything worthwhile is going to take sacrifice. I mean, we see it all in history. In history, you've never seen something or someone that has a substantial impact in other people's lives not have to sacrifice and go through certain obstacles to get to the highest level within their field or within what they're trying to achieve. That's just not the way things work. So sorry, yes, it is gonna take hard work, but guess what? The great thing is that it's gonna all be worth it, guys and girls. It's all gonna be worth it. I'm telling you, as I've been thinking about this concept of legacy, it's been touching me that I think this is our true purpose in life, is to think in this mindset of legacy mindset, is to think long term and what it is we want to accomplish when it's all said and done. Because if we think in that manner, every step we take in life towards that long-term goal will help us become better people and help us be more conscious of our decisions, so that every step of the way we know that it's an opportunity to impact other people's lives and leave a positive mark. And I think if we all as human beings really put our minds to that and concentrated on that fact that every step we take in life, you're either going to be creating a positive or negative legacy. You're either going to be creating a positive or negative memory of yourself when you're gone. So think about that. When you're interacting, when you're making a decision to offend somebody or do something incorrect that goes against your values, think about how is that going to be perceived, and how are you going to be perceived from other people, and how is that perception going to impact their lives. I think we have to think about that, and it's very important. So why is it hard? Going back to the question, why is it so hard? Because that assessment that I just said of us having to take time to analyze these things is tough, right? It's tough because it takes you having to bring down your ego. It takes you having to break through mindsets that may not be the correct ones, and that force you to think that thinking about yourself all the time and thinking about your goals and what you want versus what other people want is more important, which is not necessarily always correct. It takes you having to sometimes swallow your pride in certain situations so that you do the right thing, and that people don't create a negative perception of certain things in life, because depending on how you react to something, you're being an example to the people, especially in certain positions, right? If somebody you're looking to grow within the corporate sector, for example, as you keep moving your way up, you're going to see you're more influential to the people who are looking up to you and trying to get to where you're at or higher. They're going to see you as a figure, and every step you take is going to influence that person, and it's going to be a reflection of your legacy. Because when you maybe retire or leave or get promoted or go somewhere else, whatever it is, whatever you demonstrated while you were in that position is going to be what's left behind for that person when you're gone. And you have to take that into consideration, because that's going to be what's going to be a part of your legacy to that specific person. Also, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow your business and you're going to start networking with people, you're going to start having your teams that you have to build, right? And delegate to other people certain things, and you're going to have to be a leader. In that position, you have a tremendous amount of responsibility and influence as well. And that's hard as well, because now you're having to be an example to others, and at the same time, you're having to, depending on those interactions you're having with these people, and as your businesses or business continue to grow, your reach continues to grow, your influence continues to grow, and you start to become more into the spotlight, and then your legacy starts to form, right? So once you get to that point, and every move you make matters, because it could be influential to the other people around you that are looking up to you. So this is what it's all about, and that's why it's really hard. It's really hard sometimes, because you have to make mistakes and be willing to accept them and get back up and keep going, even when it's really hard, right? I mean, there's one book that I love. I'm gonna recommend it. I recommend you guys read this. It was a business partner of mine, a founding member of a business network that I'm one of the founding members of, and he told me that his grandfather actually was a successful businessman in Canada, and recommended this book to him when he was younger, and said that book was really important and part of his success in business. And let me get it for you out of the little book section here that I got, because I love reading. And like I said, one of the pillars that we talked about in one of the previous videos was gaining the knowledge necessary so that you can create your legacy the correct way and have the most reach possible and the most positive way possible. You have to have that knowledge, and this is a part of the reading. So this is the ultimate secret to getting absolutely everything you want, by Mike Hernaki. I think I pronounced it right. But great little book. It's not too long of a read, but I do recommend it. Great book. Why? Because it talks about a simple concept that a lot of us look over, but is greatly a part of building something great and long lasting. And that is, are you willing to do whatever it takes? Listen to this. Write it down. Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Not what you're willing to do, right? It's not what you're willing to do. It's whatever it takes, which means the stuff you are willing to do, and maybe the stuff that you're not so excited to do, but you know must be done to reach that legacy mindset and to reach that long-term success. And there's a lot of things that need to be done in certain situations that you may not like, but you have to do them. You have to have that intention in your heart. And that's what I want you to read that book. So I'm not going to go too much into detail, but just a quick overview. And an important part I think is worth mentioning here in the video is that, are you willing to do whatever it takes to reach your highest potential in life? Are you willing to sacrifice to make a larger impact on your family's lives and all the lives that come in contact with you? Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to wake up earlier than everybody else? Are you willing to stay later working? Right now, I'm having to do that myself, and you're going to have to make those decisions. Right now, A lot of these videos are being created after hours. I have a lot of long days sometimes, and I'm fitting these videos in because I made a commitment to loading one every day, and that means I have to do whatever it takes to make that happen. And that means even if it's after a time where I have to deal with all the other business stuff I have during the day, I make sure this is a part of my business as well. This is a part of the legacy I want to build. So I'm making sure this happens every single day, even if I have to squeeze the time in late at night or whatever time it is, I'm making it happen because I'm willing to do whatever it takes to build this. That's what you have to think about. Are you willing to do and make the sacrifices to reach those heights? If you're not, then don't expect to have a legacy. Don't expect to have long-term success. It's just the reality of the situation. If you want the long-term success, if you want to have the great results that you see people having, and some of the greatest people that have made impact on other people's lives, how they've done it, it's because they've made a lot of sacrifices and have done whatever it takes and overcome obstacles to get to where they want to be. And a lot of times that takes some of the facts we talked about in the other video and the pillars of a successful legacy. It takes, having to be consistent, having to really fail and get back up again. Even when things are not going the right way, understanding that even when it gets hard, very, very hard, that you have the potential to make great things happen if you're willing to make the sacrifices. So to me, that's a very important part, and it's gonna be hard, but the fruits of your labor will be incredible if you're willing to make the sacrifice. I'm telling everyone, if you guys and girls are willing to make that sacrifice of really doing whatever it takes to create that legacy, to create that impact that you're looking for, I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it. And you gotta get through it. And that's a part of a legacy mindset. You can't, want to get there and do what everybody else is doing. You got to do whatever it takes to reach those higher levels of success in the long term, and to have the true legacy means showing people that you're willing to do whatever it takes. And that quality alone is an example for people to follow. And just that quality alone will get you a lot farther in all areas of life. So take that into consideration. I want to give you a quick story on that. It's a person I look up to very, very much. I'm not going to mention his name yet, but we are having plans to have him, an interview with him and bring him on the channel. Not a big name yet, but I know he's going to make an impact in the world because of his story. An inspiration. Personally, for me, a big inspiration. He was a close friend, family, and now he's doing some great things, and I'm looking forward to tell you more in depth his story in another video and an interview with him. But for now, let me just give you a quick overlay on how it pertains to the topic we're talking about in this video. He was born with a sickness, and that sickness is a very, very bad sickness. The way it affects the body, the mind of the person. Usually, just so you have an idea, people with this same sickness he has, by just right before they're 30, they're already in a sort of a vegetable state where they are not walking, most are not even talking, and have to be taken care of 24/7. So you can imagine how bad it is. Yet, he was able to overcome so many obstacles in his life, including just that one, you could sort of say, unfair situation, because it wasn't something that he even had control over. It was something that he was just born into, that he had to deal with. But he made the right decision, and a lot of times in life, there's critical decisions you have to make, and especially those decisions will determine if you're going to be on your way to creating a lasting legacy, or if you're going to fall on the wayside. He decided to not give in and make an excuse of that sickness he was born with. Instead, it was the fuel that drove him to want to prove to others that even though he was in that state, that he could still be like a normal person and achieve things on a level of a normal person or even greater. And he's done some incredible things. I mean, he ended up getting his license. He ended up having 2 kids, getting married, now being an analyst for a sports team, and also a professional gamer. I mean, an incredible story. I can't wait, and hopefully we can cement that and get that interview on the channel, because it's gonna be, I know it's gonna be an incredible inspiration for all of you, like it has been for me, getting to know him along this journey as I've seen him grow. And he had no excuses. I mean, he could have had all the excuses to not do anything and just stay in a bed and say, you know what, I'm sick. I just, this is what I, what the cards dealt. But no, he decided to do whatever it took to do the things that made him happy, and now he's achieved things that he would have never thought possible 5 or 10 years ago. Incredible. And that's the mindset we have to have. We have to have that mindset of, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to find a way to say why I'm not doing whatever it takes. I'm just going to do what it takes to reach bigger levels in my life and to create that legacy, that long-lasting impact in other people's lives. And I know he's on his way to doing some great things that can leave an impact on life just because of his story. But you guys have stories I know that could be told that could impact other people's lives. That's why I want you to realize that no matter how hard it gets, if you're really focused and you know your true purpose and you've realized that, you know what, this is what I've been called for, I understand what my legacy is, then go full in. Give 120% every day. Stay focused and do whatever it takes. Even though it's hard, do it. Because at the end of the day, the people you're going to be able to impact will be incredible. Just imagine as this community grows and we're able to help people build their legacies, and then once we start seeing how you and your specific mission and legacy starts to impact other people, it's going to be incredible. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to create a community of people, of legacy builders who are willing to sacrifice and do whatever it takes so that you can make an impact not only in your family's life and your life, but also in all those you come in contact with. Because I think that's the true purpose that we're all called here on this earth, to have a substantial impact on other people's lives and give back. So that to me is an incredible inspiration and story, and I hope to bring that story soon in that interview. But basically, you have to understand it's not going to be easy, but it is possible. Another book I wanted to mention is called The Slight Edge. A very interesting book as well, that basically talks about how there are certain things we continue to do on a daily basis, on a continuous, consistent basis, and we just keep failing, and we're like, why is it that I keep doing the things that I'm supposed to do and I don't see the results? It's like, Gio, I don't understand why things aren't happening like they're supposed to. If I'm doing everything, if I have my clear vision, I know what I want to make an impact in this life. I know what my legacy I know what my legacy is. I want it to be. I know my goals, but it's just I keep doing the things daily that I'm supposed to do and it's not working out. Well, guess what? You got to keep going, because it eventually will. And that's what The Slight Edge talks about. It talks about how we consistently do things in our business, in our lives, and we're doing the right things, but we don't see those results. And it's because life is a lot of times like this. Your success in a graph is sort of like on a down slope where everything is going bad. A lot of people, you know what they do? They have great potential, great intentions, and can make incredible impact in different areas of life. Music, writing, business, you whatever you want. There's people that are talented in all different aspects of life, and yet they go at it 100%, and things don't work out, and then their graph looks like this. They're just going down, 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 down. They see no results, down, 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 and they're like, "What? Like, I'm doing everything, and and I don't see nothing. I'm just keep going down, and I don't feel like there's no momentum." But then something happens eventually, as you continue to invest your time, your energy. You continue with the best intentions, putting out the best intentions and positive energy and faith in what you're doing. You keep going. You just keep doing whatever it takes. You keep doing the hard things, even though it's hard. You keep making it happen. Eventually, you know what happens? Boom! The graph sort of just pulls up, and now you're in a massive success. A lot of entrepreneurs I've talked to and people in business, even in the corporate world, that are in higher levels, you'll see their stories are all similar. It's funny. They all gonna tell you, "Oh yeah, I was like 4 years or 3 years where everything was going wrong. I had to do this. I had a tough partnership. I had a breakthrough, or I got a divorce, or this happened. A whole bunch of different situations." And they're just, when you hear them, it's just like, "Oh wow, that's crazy. You didn't give up, and all that happened." And then they say, "But then one day these series of events happen, and since then I've seen success in these and these and these areas in my life." So that's what the slide edge is. It means that you have to keep that consistency going. You have to do whatever it takes and remain consistent and true to what your plan is, and true to what you want your legacy to be. Stick to it long term, because success doesn't come easy, and you have to stick to it long term to achieve the great results. Same thing happens with a lot of people that are on different channels, such as YouTube, for example. People who have been on the platform think that some of these people who are successful have done it in a year or months. No, a lot of those people have taken years into investing their time and getting knowledge and making mistakes and failing and losing money. It's to then finally the slide edge happens and they have massive success. Why? Because your consistency and your hard work will be rewarded, but you have to be willing to show that you are willing to do whatever it takes. And that is shown when you are consistent, even when things are always consistently going wrong for a certain period of time. But those people that stick to it, that they know they're called for that that's their true legacy, that's what they're called for, they're going to stick to it, and those are the ones that end up succeeding. But the majority of people actually end up giving up before they've even hit that slide edge. So crazy concept that I truly believe it was mind-blowing for me when I first heard of it. So definitely recommend that read as well. And to sum it up, right? Understand what we're trying to do here. I, for example, haven't hit my slide edge yet, I believe. I'm still, working my way to that point of hitting that massive success. I'll admit it. I don't feel like I've gotten there yet. But what am I doing? I'm working at it consistently, looking for ways to improve daily, looking for ways to improve my character as a person, my values, making sure I stick to them as much as possible. And when I do make a mistake, understanding it and looking for ways to, when I get back up, get better and not fall back down again. I think that's important, not just to recognize our mistakes, but try the best we can to avoid making them again. And I'm on that journey with all of you as well. I'm on that journey of creating my legacy as well. And I look forward to continue sharing the experiences that happen along the way. And I look forward to having all of you share your experiences, and maybe one day I'll be talking to some of you in person and you sharing with me the legacies that you are building and the results that you are starting to see. I would love to hear that. And that's the hope, and that's one of the things I hope in my heart that we will achieve through this channel. So even I have these struggles and things that are happening now, and I don't feel like I've gotten to that turning point yet, but I know it's going to happen. I know that if I'm willing to continue to do what I'm doing consistently and not give up and do whatever it takes, I'm going to achieve great things. I'm going to have an impact. in people's lives in a positive way. I'm going to be able to see that legacy come to life and be able to achieve greater things, so that when I'm gone, I have something left that I could be proud of. I know that's gonna happen, but I just gotta keep moving and stay consistent and not give up. And that's what I wish for all of you. That's why I'm here on this channel, to motivate you, inspire you, and support you through your journey of building a legacy. Because more than anything, we should be thinking about the long-term effects we will have on people after we're gone. And I want you to realize that and help build towards that great legacy in your life. One thing I want to finish up with is, in the Bible, I believe it's in 2 Corinthians, it says that His power is manifested and shown through our weakness. I paraphrased it, but basically there's a verse in 2 Corinthians that says that, right? Which means that when it gets hard, that's when great things tend to happen. When we're weakest is when we're able to realize certain things, and that makes for great self-realization, and for us to have our egos not understand that we're not perfect, that we have weaknesses, but that also we are made stronger through those weaknesses, because we're able to then realize that even though we're not always at 100%, but we have the potential to be able to get back up, learn from those experiences, and move forward. So if we're not weak, then we don't understand the areas to improve. And if we don't understand where we need to improve and where we have to grow, then we're not able to achieve our greatest potential and create a true legacy. You see how it's all connected? So I leave you with that. Understand that you may not be at your best moment right now. You may be watching this video and you're like, I still haven't, started to build something yet, or maybe you are already building it. That's great. But wherever you're at in your journey of building your legacy, of building your long-term success, I just want to let you know it's going to be hard. You're going to go and have to go through tough situations and cross mountains and maybe even leave some people behind in the process, and make some new friends and overcome some crazy challenges. But guess what? It's all going to be worth it. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and you look back at what you were able to achieve, you could be proud that you were able to build a great legacy, and that you were able to leave something behind that was worth true value, that was of true value. Again, I wish for all of us to legacy up and to build something great. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Any suggestions for future videos, I'd love to hear those as well. Appreciate all of you for seeing this video. If you stood until the end, it's greatly appreciated. Look forward to the next ones. This is Giovanni. Take care. Let's legacy up. Thank you.